Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. This is part two of the Bing Scraper series. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you've watched part one of this series so you're up to speed and you know what the heck we're talking about. Now, before we get into things, just a few shameless plugs as always. If you haven't already done so, please get over to thebotempire.com, check out the BAS course we got there, and if you need a script made or you need some support, etc., all the links are on the website to get information about that. Also, join us in the Discord chat where we talk about all things bot. The link is in the description. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe so you get notified of when I make more videos. Okay, with that all being said, guys, let's get into today's video. As I said, this is part two of this series. We come a long way together. Okay, we've made the bot so we're able to use multi-thread. We're able to tell the bot how many keywords to scrape from our list. We have set it so if there's a certain amount of fails that happen, then the bot will stop and say, hey, there's something up, so we can take a look. And we've also made a resource to input the list of keywords for the bot to use. Now, I have a confession to make. I have made a few changes to the bot behind the scenes. I did this because I wanted to see if a certain method would work straight out the box, so I'm able to show you, and it will condense the video down a little bit. But of course, I'm going to show you what I've done so you're able to replicate things. I just wanted to also say that this script, when we finished it and everything's complete, this will be available for you to download so that you can edit it, change it how you see fit, and yeah, pull it apart and you can do all that good stuff. I just want to say thanks to the people in the Discord that made some comments about the video and put some ideas together of what we should do with this bot. And I forgot the name of the guy who left a comment already on this video who suggested that we um, have it so the bot is able to decide whether to include the ads in the scrape or just pass them by. So thanks a lot. I'm sorry, I really forgot your name. I did mean to write it down so that I could give you a shout out in the video. But the guy that made the first comment in this for this video, thanks a lot for the suggestion. We will be doing that. We will be making it so the bot you can use a select option so that you can scrape just the ads, or that you can leave out the ads. Okay, so let's hit record on the script we have already and then hit OK, and I'll show you what I've done. So what we had so far was the bot was going to Bing. It was inputting the keyword from our list, the top item in our list, and then it was hitting OK, return on the keyboard, and then the results would show. It would wait for the full page to load. Then it was going through each link that was on the page. We narrowed down the link, so we were selecting the items that we wanted. Okay, and then what was happening, that was all well and good, but we were getting a lot of fluff when we were outputting the list. Fluff meaning stuff we didn't need. We were getting all the HTML tags included in our output. So what I've done, and always I cover this in the course, but there's always more than one way to skin a cat. And there's always more than one way to do things. I think I said this in the first video too. So I'm showing you something that's a bit longer winded, but it gets across a point in a kind of visual sense more clear. So I'm using this method just to demonstrate. We will slimline this to make it a bit quicker. But what I've done, what I've changed is now when it goes into the loop, just excuse me 1 second. Still got the headphones on. Okay, so what happens when it goes into the loop this time? What it's doing is it's going to check if a certain item is in the current element. So if you recall from the first video, we're going link by link. We're taking that link and then we're outputting it into the browser, into the log file, sorry. So the change that I've made is that each time it goes to the element, first it's going to check if that element contains, first of all, this HTML. okay, the span tag, okay, and then it's going to check if it contains this, which is Bing videos. So for now, we'll leave now anything that contains bing.com/videos, so we're not scraping the videos. And then it's going to check if this, which was another thing that come up, is basically the on-click tag. If we see that, and the last one, if it contains the strong. Now, for this, the strong tag was always ads. So in AdWords, it's going to skip ads. So what it's doing, so is that the first one? No, right. Let's go to the top. So it comes to the element and puts it into a variable called current element XML. Now, if that variable, current element XML, includes within it somewhere this, so span title with the two quotation marks, okay, if that's anywhere within that variable, okay, then what it's going to do, so if that's true, if it does contain that part in the element, then we're gonna use continue statement. And what a continue does is skip anything else in this loop. So it's going to come all the way down here, and then it's just going to go whoop, and it's just going to start. It's basically going to start the next link, work with the next link. So it's going to skip all the other units below it, and it's just going to come back here. So I hope that makes sense. So let's look at what I used to achieve this. So we grabbed that element like before, and then you come to the list option, if I can find it. As you can see, it's quite early again, guys. I started getting this video ready at just before 5, and it's now 5:30. But I have had a coffee, so I shouldn't really have an excuse. Okay, so we come to the list option in our toolkit, and then you'll find an option that says contains. Okay, and where it says variable with list, that can be a variable, just a variable. It doesn't have to be a list item. So then what I did is I inputted the the item that I want to work with, which is in this case the current element XML. So this is the variable that I want to work with, and then I said what am I, so the value is what am I looking for inside that value. So let's just say I wanted to look for the strong tag. So does that variable, or does that link in this case, because that's what's inside the variable, does it contain this HTML? And if it, so then, sorry, the output will be either true or false, and that will be put into a variable called list contains. Now you can change this variable to what you want, anything that makes sense to you, okay? So I've done this with 3 times over, okay? So then, sorry, to go over things. So does the variable contain this item? If, so then I've used an if statement, which is in your script logic. And this is covered, I'll cover if statements in the course, and also there's some free videos on YouTube that covers script logic, okay? There's also some free videos on the website too, and that definitely covers script logic. So if, so for if, list contains, so let me just write that out for you actually. So if list contains, then I put equal, so we use 2 doubles, double equal, and then I put true. So if it is true, if it does include that in the variable, then continue, okay, which means skip over, start over to the next link and work with that, okay? So in other words, what we're doing is if any of this HTML that was in some of the variables, in some of the links is present, then just skip over it. Don't output it to our log file, okay? I hope that makes some sense to you. So I'm just going to recap one more time, and then I'm going to show you it running. So we load Bing, we put our keyword in, we hit enter, and then we started a loop, okay? And within that loop, we're gonna grab each one of the links that are on the page, okay? And that link is gonna be put into a variable called current element XML. Then we're basically doing checks on the link. Okay, so if that link contains this HTML, okay, then if that is true, if it does contain it, then use a continue statement. And you can find a continue statement in the script logic area of your toolbox, okay? And continue just means go on to the next loop, okay? So go to the next link in this case. So if it finds this, the span title, then skip over. If it doesn't, it's going to move on to this one. So okay, it doesn't contain the span title equals quotations. Does it include bing.com/videos? No. Okay, then move on to this. And these are the three. Did I do three? Yeah. Okay, so let me just check this. Contains continue, so I don't need this one. Okay, so if it finds any of these 4 items within the variable, then it's going to skip over that link and move on to the next one. If it doesn't find any of them, then it's going to do what we did in the last video, then get rid of the site that's at the start, you know, the backwards arrow, site, forward arrow, just as we did in the first video, and continue on its way. Okay, so let me show you that in the run next action cycle. So if we click, let me just make this a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to Bing, typing in the first keyword, hitting enter, waiting for the page to load, and we're going to, when it's finished, okay, then we're going to start our loop. So the bot is going to grab the first link, which is this one on the page. Now it's saying, right, does this link contain this span tag? Okay, is it true? Does it? No. Okay, so fine. Does it contain this? bing.com/videos contains? Nope, it's still false because it doesn't contain. So it's moving on to the next option. Contains, and then the backward arrow A class / etc. Is that in it? No. So, I mean, sorry, yes, it was in it. So then it skips over, does no more with that link, and then it's going to go to the next item in the loop, which would be here, this link. Now, does that contain this item? Nope. So it's going to move on to the next one, and so on and so forth, and it's going to go through every single link that we looked at in the first video, and it's going to go through this and filter out anything that we don't need. So let me show you that in action. Let me just save, and if we go to record, I'm going to do it this way first of all, then we're going to run the script as if it was a proper bot. Okay, so let's hit the run. So we're not doing it step by step anymore. We're just going to let the whole script run. Like so. And let's see what we've got. There you go. These are all the links. They've all been cleaned up. Okay. And there's no ads in here. So if there was an ad, it's been taken away. And anything that's had the we basically cleaned up the link. So we've just got all the organic search results here. Yeah. And there you go. We now have made the next step. We have a clean set of URLs. So we've scraped all the organic search results. We haven't scraped the videos, and we haven't scraped the ads within the page. So that's all well and good. And what we're going to do in a future video is that we are going to run the same sequence, but only include ads and make it so it's the other way around. Basically, we're still going to do the cleaning work, but we're only going to include ads. We're going to do that at the end. Okay, so that's that taken care of. Let's have a look at the time. How are we doing? Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to include, if I just there's one feature I wanted to show you actually. So if we stop that, now I'm going to run the script. I'm just going to clear the log. Now I'm going to run the script in run mode, and run mode is just like running the bot as if you had it compiled. If you compiled the bot and you had a standalone bot that you gave to your friends, your mum, your dad to run and show what a brilliant bot creator you are. Okay, so let's run it in full featured mode. Okay, one thread, amount of keywords to scrape one failed allowed, and our list. So let's run it properly. You can click the show browser option to see it running properly. Oh, look, let's have a look now. Now we've got the data, but we've got all the crap as well. So what's happened? Why, when we were recording it, it worked fine, and then when we have it in full featured run mode, it's not working? Well, let me show you the answer to that question. If you recall, in the first video, what we did is we set the item to, let's have a look, which one is it? Let me see. Okay, so this item we have, which is the current element, sorry, the log. So to log the raw XML, so to log out the variable as it is without any changes made to it. What we did is we ticked this button, don't run when recording. Okay, so when you're in record mode, you can click this item on any item that you wish. Okay, and you can set this so, okay, while I'm recording, don't run this, just skip over it. But when I'm in full run mode, then yep, run it. Okay, so if I uncheck the box, then it's going to run when recording. But what I want to do is totally get rid of it, so that when we are in full run mode, then it's gone, so it's not going to show. So let's run it again. So full run mode, hopefully you can see the logs. There you go. It took 7 seconds and from start to finish, but the actual scrape time was about a second or so. There you go, and we've got all our links. So brilliant. So what have we achieved so far? We're able to scrape, to sum it up, basically scrape links from Bing, the first page of results, and clean up the links that are outputted. And goodness, if I look at the database now, because I've done so many test runs, it's going to be full. How many have we got? 89, but they're just they're repeats, they're duplicates. Okay, but sorry, if I just quickly do this, if you go to File, Delete All Data, there you go, we've got a clean database. Now, if we press the Run button and run through this, there you go. You see our scrape links, boom, done. And then if we go to the database, show database, there we go. Now we've got our URLs that are scraped. They're nicely put into the database, and we even got a reference to the keyword that they were scraped from. We've only been working with one keyword so far, which is help with back pain. Let's have a look at the time. What have we got? 18 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the video here for now. Okay, I'm going to make it a bit more bite size. I know the first video was an hour long. Okay, so this one's going to be about 20 minutes. Okay, what we're going to do in the next video is that it's all well and good. So we've got a scraper. We can scrape the front page of Bing. We've got rid of the ads. We've got rid of the junk. Okay, and we've got a database. We're saving the results, the URL and the keyword that it was scraped from into the database. What we want to do next is we're going to make it so that we're going to have a resource, and the user or yourself are going to be able to decide how many pages to scrape, because right now it's only scraping the first page of results for any keyword. But ideally we want to give you or the user the option to scrape as many pages as they wish for each keyword. Okay, and then we're going to have it so I'm going to show you how to make it so once you're done with the first keyword, then the bot's going to move on to the second one, so that you can scrape as many keywords as you want. Okay guys, just to sum up, sorry, just a final point. is I've already had you guys tell me about what you want included. You want to see the bot be able to choose between including the ads in the scrape and not including them. So any more suggestions? I'm thinking about doing proxy support, although from my findings you can run like 50 threads or so on one IP, and Bing doesn't really care, so we might not do that actually. But anything else you want to see included, any other features? Maybe we could have something that after each link has been scraped into the database, then we could have a separate tab, and then maybe go to each one of the links and scrape some data like the social media, or look for an email address, or whatever you want to see, guys. So let me know. I want to expand this out so that you learn a lot of different things that Bass can do. So yeah, definitely leave a comment. Get over to the Discord channel, guys, so that you can have a chat with me about how you're getting on with the bot. And of course, check out the course. Grab that so you become a Bass master and you can show all your friends how great you are at creating bots. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video.